as it is time for Moto X Best Trick. Last year, Chuck Carruthers landed the first Corolla. We held our breath, we gasped with joy as he got the gold. Now, we're gonna follow the roar to the outside of the Staples Center, and I put it to you, Cameron Steele, can he repeat, especially with what I hear Pastrana has in store for us? There's Chuck.
Well, Sal, we know that the trick Chuck is holding is gnarly. He couldn't even repeat it at Winter X Games. It's only been done one time. That's one time, not just in competition, but anywhere. But the Wonder Boy, the 199 Travis Pastrana, he's rumored to have some big tricks in his bag, something new, something different. And we all saw Travis Pastrana working hard on the jump all by himself, making a special kicker, something a little safe. Jamie Little has told us he's got a special bike for this jump. What will it be? Will he make history? We know Travis always wants to. I'm Cameron Steele along with Tess Sewell and Jamie Little down on the floor. And check it out. We are packing him in outside of Staples Center in the shadow of the big air jump. And right now, in his first ever X Games, he will drop in next, Ilo Gope.
Ilo Gope comes all the way from Kongsberg, Norway. His first time in this X Games competition, but the big problem is he is riding injured.
Indeed, he has a whole left side full of injuries, shoulder, ribs, knee, ankle. What will we do? And he goes for a huge whip out of the gate. Could be the rider that has a trick called an underflip.
Well, the underflip is really just a weird backflip combination, and he is going to need to have some core strength and shoulder strength to pull it. Take a look at this whip. He comes off that ramp and knows he's going sideways. That is a huge, huge whip, but it will not be enough to get him anywhere close to a medal in Best Trick competition.
We've seen riders in the past throw the whip in lieu of a big trick because, hey, the whip is a huge trick. You saw he actually got it flat, gets it past all the way sideways. I mean, perfect execution.
It's almost amazing that he doesn't try a 360 on that, but tough day for Ilo already.
And as we've had a couple riders already go, an 86.41 is what he needs to lead, but no, an 81. So unfortunately, he's going to move back into third place. Need big tricks. That's what it's all about, right? Big trick, it's best trick.
Best trick, you have to come with something incredibly big at this contest because you have the biggest and best in the world, like this guy here.
Kenny Bartram, your 2001 gold medalist in best trick. That was the first time we ever did that competition. Running up there, the red, white, and blue. Proud to be an American. Look at him, he's gonna start it off, side saddle. Rumor is he's gonna do a backflip like this.
Backflip.
We saw Kenny Bartram crash before doing a backflip on his way to a medal in freestyle, but he's doing something different here, starting off the side of the motorcycle. Very difficult to keep the weight, right, Tess? I mean, it seems like it's going to come to the side.
The weight is definitely going to go one side or the other. Look at this thing. Starts up side saddle, makes sure the bike is in gear. He has to get this one clicked.
Watch the flip. He doesn't like multiple stages. I think that's his problem. And then tries to get it around. Lucky he didn't put his feet out. That's what happened when he broke his leg at X Games before.
Very lucky. Put the foot down in Philly, kept it up here, and just came up a little short on what we call the knuckle, the breakover point of the landing there. But he's going to be up for his second round. Good one for Kenny Bartram.
Rocking a dirt sample there, a 69. When you crash, you can't get a grade score. We'll see if that trick will come back again and see if he can move into the lead later on. Remember, 2 runs in freestyle motocross best trick. And hey, these guys are pushing the limits of FMX tonight. With top riders still waiting to go, the danger is definitely weighing on their minds.
Your body just slows it down. I mean, everything just feels like it takes forever, and bam, lights out.
Everything that could have went wrong probably did on that one.
Best trick can be the boulevard of broken dreams, and no one knows that better than Bo Bamberg. In 03, he threw down a huge trick with the sterilizer backflip and paid the price, paid the piper. Yard sale, dirt sample, whatever you want to call it. These guys are the rock stars of alternative sports because they risk it all. And we're getting set for Bo Bamberg to drop in. The risk is huge. always something to think about. And there is Brian Deegan, who is out. He lost a kidney not too long ago, and he won't be competing in Best Trick, but he will be back for Step Up. And this sport can give and take, and the freestyle riders calculate that risk every time they jump the bike.
When you start thinking what the consequences are, you got to get out of the sport.
You're gonna get hurt, you know, sooner or later, you know, might as well get it on TV.
Everyone out here is a show-off. That's what we like to do. That's why we got into this thing.
That's not anyone's fault, really, but ourselves. Just trying to beat each other.
I love pushing the envelope. I love being the first one to try something.
This is what I do. I know I'm good at it. And just don't think about the fear.
That's what people come to see, is the danger factor.
You pay some serious dues if you want to get good at this.
It's kind of hard to explain to the average person why we risk breaking all our bones, but you know what? That's what makes our sport so badass. Never, ever did I expect that we'd be pushing the limits of the motorcycle.
There's no limits right now, and it's kind of scary.
It's a choice every individual rider makes. Am I willing to push it to that next level?
It's really serious, and there's big consequences.
I've lost organs, I've broke bones, and what's next? And I don't even want to say it, and I don't really want to see it happen. I know I could do it, but at the same time, it's like, okay, I know I could also make that same mistake and end up breaking my neck.
I'm getting older and I have a family, but can't let anybody get too far ahead of you. I do whatever I have to do to stay competitive in the sport.
I don't think there's such a thing as too far. It's just the boundaries keep getting pushed further and further.
Freestyle motocross has progressed so fast that it has surpassed the point of safety.
Is it too dangerous? I don't know. I'm still riding, so I guess not.
Well, just about every legend in the sport was featured there, and speaking of one of the legends that's risked it all, Brian Deegan. He's the winningest rider in X Games history, and right now he's with Jamie Little.
Well, Cameron, nobody knows pain and fear like this guy. We hate to see him out of competition, but good to see him walking here. He almost lost his life 8 weeks ago. But Brian, the level has been raised here. What is it going to take to win this Best Trick competition?
I think it's going to take a combination of skill and guts. That's big air to the T. And, you know, I think Jeremy Stenberg's bringing in the skill, and we got Travis with the guts. So it's going to be a good battle.
Well, the good news is we are going to see Brian back on the dirt bike tomorrow night, same time, same place. He's going to be in Step Up. Have you been practicing? We're going to see you out there with Jeremy McGrath.
Yes, I'm ready to take the king on. So I've been in my backyard practicing at the compound every day. So I got my bike dialed in. I got a West Coast Choppers bike that's going to take Step Up.
All right, we'll see Brian Deegan in Step Up. Cam, take it away.
Well, anytime you can get MC Jeremy McGrath and Brian Deegan in the same place, I pretty much guarantee fireworks. You will not want to miss that. And speaking of fireworks, now this guy is a little bit quiet. Some people think he might be a little bit weird, but he throws down the big stuff. You saw him go for the backflip sterilizer before. What's he going to throw? Oh, and it sounded like Bamberg's bike was cutting out as he went around the takeoff.
Wow, good to see Bo up. He's had problems before.
He's trying to shut the bike off. That's what you see him jumping down there to do. He's trying to get to a kill switch, but freestyle motocross bikes a lot of times don't run kill switches, so he had to turn the bike so the tire hit the ground to kill it. What an animal. Let's take a listen. Now you heard the bike cutting out in the air. Bo has been tentative a bit most of the day. And look at that, he doesn't get a ton of pop off the lip. You see the bike jump forward a little bit, maybe not pulling right out of the gate. And this guy just tackled the dirt and just jumped right up like it was no big deal.
He jumped right up and was more concerned with getting his bike turned off than anything else. That was just a massive crash for anybody to face, but he never had a chance. As soon as he came off that lip, he was done in that backflip.
And Bamberg walking off with a 6th place score, but the crowd loves it. Anytime they can throw down like that and get up. Let's take a look. Just didn't look like he got the pop right. Oh, and you know what? It didn't look like he had full commitment of his head going off the takeoff, did it?
And I think, as you said, Cam, he's been kind of tentative for the past couple of days in practice. He really hasn't been looking like the old Bo Bamberg, but there he is. Fox Rider is up and ready, and hopefully will come out for the second round. 2 crashes already in this competition. What an incredible best trick.
Wow, that's anytime you see someone crash, it's scary, but when you're the next rider up, it's got to be even that much more frightening. Jeremy Stenberg has been tackling the 90-footer in practice. The question is, will he go for a flip combination? He has been 2nd place in 5 major events this year. He does not want to be the bridesmaid again.
Sick of being 2nd. Let's see what he's got off the 90s. He might have even got both feet off there, and that one-hander on the landing. What a great jump for Jeremy Stenberg, and again, off the 90-foot jump. That means the risk is incredible. It's not 75, it's not 45, it's a full 90 feet.
And you see him doing the turn there, throwing the no-footer, maybe a little tentative on the no-footer, throws up the hand, totally committed to the one-handed lander.
That was big commitment. Not as big a snap kick as we saw out of Ronnie Feist, but what a great jump.
And this is the longest backflip landed in X Games history. Previously, Nate Adams had the record at 85. Jeremy Stenberg just puts it down, and you know, I called the no-legger a little tentative, but I think I'm a liar. He had him poked way out there from that angle.
I think we both got that one wrong because we said it wasn't a snap like Ronnie's, and I guess he's been training with Ronnie in the gym.
That's going to be enough to put him in the lead. The question is, will it be enough for gold here tonight? Needs an 86.41, 92.20, so a world record, our X Games record distance backflip, and the 1st place position is pretty solid from my boy Jeremy Stenberg.
That was a great one for Jeremy. I hope it's going to be enough. Look how whipped out that bike gets, how big the no-footer is, and full commitment when he is upside down to take that arm off the bike.
Well, there you have a look high above. We'll be back here in just a second, but now it's time for SportsCenter 30 at 30 with Matt Weiner.
Skateboard Vert. 2 of skateboarding's best, Bucky Lasek and Bob Burnquist battle it out for X Games gold. But with Sean White in the mix, anything could happen. Then in Moto X step-up, Jeremy McGrath goes big in search of back-to-back titles. See something incredible every night, guaranteed. X Games 11 continues Friday at 9 on ESPN, and all this weekend on ESPN and ABC.
Best. The final test. The most outstanding athlete.
Oh my God! Are you kidding me?
Many competitors will win gold. Only one will win a car. The X Games 11 Saturn Sky giveaway. X Games 10 saw Chuck Carruthers grab the gold. Then the wheel. Who's next?
I believe Chuck Carruthers actually drove that vehicle into the event here today. He's digging it. And Chuck Carruthers sitting high atop. We're waiting for the man with the body burial. He will be last. This is how it stacks up right now. The 2 guys from the Metal Militia. Stenberg on top, followed by Ronnie, Kung Fu Feist. Dust Miller also tied for 2nd. Those are your top 3, and Nate Adams sitting on top of the drop-in spot. He has only thrown 5 70-foot plus 360s since his broken femur October 30th. So only back on the bike about 6 weeks. Brian Deegan, there's a 360, throwing it down. You can see more of an off-access backflip. Travis Pastrana getting flat.
And then we come into Nate Adams. Nate is so much flatter than the other 2. Look at this from Nate Adams. Question is, can he consistently pull a 360 coming back from such a bad injury?
So many different problems, the surgery problems. Look how tough it is for a 360, the success rate. Nate Adams 4-4, Deegan's been bit, Travis has been bit. Right now, Nate Adams has not done this on this course. He's been doing practice thinking about it, but he has yet to throw the 360 here in 2005.
Just made a little motion there with his fingers. Remember, he's coming back from a broken femur that had to be re-broken to insert a thicker rod. What a crazy name.
There it is, yeah! Perfect execution. I don't know that he was as flat as he was in the one we showed before. We'll have to take a look at the replays, but a great job by Nate Adams. The crowd's digging it.
The crowd's loving this. What was he waiting for? He could have pulled this in practice. Let's see him roll down off the ramp. The end zone camera has him. He puffs up the 75-foot ramp, and not bad.
Not bad, definitely. Like I said, not quite as flat as we've seen him do in the past. But remember, he's been practicing today, and he had yet to throw it. So that's got to be a huge relief alone to go for the 360. It was invented by Brian Deegan, then thrown by Travis Pastrana, here by Nate Adams. So he's definitely looking to step up the game. Last year, he was the silver medalist in Best Trick.
Interesting to see here what the judges will think technically about that jump compared to Jeremy's massive combo backflip.
Wow, look at this. The story has been told right away. Nate Adams, almost 4 points less than Stenberg. So it looks like the judges are putting a lot of risk factor on the 90-foot jump. Whoa, there we go. What is this? All right, people, stand up and grab the family. What is it? It is a mystery motorcycle. Let's take a look at some stuff Travis has been working at home. This is the double backflip we saw and knew he had this possibly last year. He didn't throw it. Remember, he crashed hard. What about the motorcycle varial? Throw it around, grab the seat grab hole, and put it back underneath you. That's the idea. You saw he didn't get on. But yesterday, before practice, Travis Pastrana was working the equipment here, making his own lip. What does he have? Then today during practice, shoveling that lip. He seems like he's very committed to this dirt kicker. It's not a big jump. You gotta remember, will the judges weigh this going out against the 90-foot jump that we've already seen? Can he do a complete bar spin there? My strengths and weaknesses are the same thing. I've got the willingness and the stupidity to try anything, says Travis Pastrana, 4-time gold medalist in freestyle. I'm thinking based on this bike, let's watch. We may see a bar spin backflip here. Oh, and Travis! He does go for the bar spin backflip. And he's been working on the engineering of that bike.
Well, I gotta tell you, I actually knew that Travis has tried this only once on dirt with exactly the same result. This is a single fork that is going into the bike. There's only one thing that holds that bike together, where a motorcycle has a triple clamp normally, which is much, much beefier. So when he lands on this thing, it just basically can't take all of the weight and all of the pressure, and oopsie.
It must have broke on impact, or on takeoff, I mean, because if you watch the replay, watch what he has to do. First, he has to grab the brake to stop the wheel, then he spins it. Now watch, it comes apart before he ever lands. And here's the spin. Just on the impact of the landing is enough to blow it apart, so.
We can only imagine you have to hit that almost vertical face. That takes a certain amount of pressure. And then when you come down again, and no big surprise in the score there, Cameron.
All right, well, Travis Pastrana sitting in 9th place. We'll see what he comes with next time. But right now, Jamie Little's going to find out what this guy was thinking about.
Well, Cameron, that is the first time we've ever seen a front end like that. So, Travis, how did you come up with a contraption like that?
Well, I know it didn't work, but I'd really like to thank Marcel, all the guys, Red Bull, that engineered this thing. Darren, it's an amazing piece of work, and we were hoping to do bigger stuff and better the next rounds, but it broke in half, and so it happens. It's a progression, and the sport is going to just evolve from here. So
what now? What now? What are we going to see from Travis run number 2?
That took all my runs out, so run number 2 we're going to have to make up. Plan B is going to be invented. We'll see.
We're going to see an invention here.
We're going to see an invention.
What do you have in your back pocket?
Someone's going to have, I don't know. It'll be good. Don't worry, it'll be good.
All right, he's going to pull out the other bike, guys. We'll see what's going to happen with Travis Pastrana in run number 2.
I think he's nuts. Log on to ESPN.com and vote for what trick you think will win Moto X Best Trick. Will it be the backflip variation, 360, the body varial? Is there a spot for a question mark? Who knows? I mean, unbelievable. Don't forget, Chuck Carruthers is coming out. He has the body varial. Now, we saw him do it one-time test at X Games Summer. At Winter, he went forward again, thinking he could repeat his gold medal stunt. Wasn't able to pull it off. Can he do it here?
Chuck thinks that he has got this trick, and I have to say, I watched Winter X Games. When he went for the grab, he missed his grip tape. There's some tape on the back of the bike there. He hit the greasy part on the plastics. He had to try and get it again, and the second grab is what he missed.
Ladies and gentlemen, sit back and watch. And he knew he did not have it, so instead of risking and throwing it, he didn't do it. It looked like he came off a little skewed on the ramp, a little sideways maybe.
Everything about that looked pretty tentative from Chuck, and obviously this is weighing heavily on his mind. This is an incredibly tough trick. He is the only human being on Earth that has ever successfully pulled it.
And it looks like he almost had a little bit of a second there when he went for his grab hole. You saw basically the trick he did, it was called a super can. It's a seat grab off the side of the motorcycle, and you can see the frustration there stomping on the brake pedal. That obviously won't be enough to do anything right now. It's going to be Stenberg, Adams, and then the tie between Feist and Miller for third place. Chuck will not be a factor at this point.
Yeah, he definitely is not going to beat a 92.21. I think Chuck is just going to have to go for this, really go for it in the second round. Will he make it?
Well, that's the question mark. Will a lot of guys make it? Will Bo Bamberg come back? Will Chuck Carruthers get the body varial? Will Travis bring out another bike? What will Travis Pastrana throw? That is the huge question mark. Stenberg setting on top right now. Come back for the circus when we get here back.
Live from Los Angeles, X Games 11 is brought to you by the U.S. Navy. Navy, accelerate your life. PlayStation 2, live in your world, play in ours. Power Bar Triple Threat, it fuels like a power bar, tastes like a candy bar. And Kumho Tires, bringing extra ultra high performance tires from racetracks to your car. A three-peat looking to prove once and for all, it's better to be Bucky than good. Moto X Step Up. Last year, Jeremy McGrath, Matt Biden. 53 minutes, 2 shoulder dislocations, 1 chance. You could say the bar is set pretty high, but you won't. Friday, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific, live on ESPN.
And the Kingpin from the Metal Militia very stoked that his disciple Stenberg has been bringing it down, sitting in first place right now. Remember, tomorrow night, Brian Deegan will be out doing the step-up at the Home Depot Center, at the Tennis Center. And just moments ago, one of the other Metal Militia riders threw down a pretty solid run as well.
This was a good jump again for Ronnie Feist. He brings that over the back of the bike. In the back flip, he takes both of the hands off and is way back on that bike. That was a scary landing.
The knack-knack backflip to no-handed lander for Feist, sitting in third place right now. A massive crowd on hand, and one rider who came out to whip in his first run. We know he's riding injured. The whole left side is basically banged up. But will we see the underflip for the first time at X Games?
The underflip is such a cool trick. So many people sent the original video around on the internet. No one could understand what it was.
See if he throws it. There it is. The underflip for Ilo Gope. Into a nose wheel. Very solid.
That was a very solid jump. He rode for 2 hours yesterday in practice before he said he even begun to feel comfortable. So this is a great moment for Ilo in his first X Games competition.
Now, it's a strange takeoff. Watch how he looks back the other direction, kind of comes up and under.
That's not quite as perpendicular as some of those underflips have been. It looks a little bit like a tweaked backflip. I wonder how the judges are going to see it, because remember, they don't have the benefit of seeing that jump from every angle. They're just slightly off to the side. But he at least attempted his signature trick, the underflip from Milo Go.
And you can see there a bit more off axis than maybe some angles look, and coming in a little sideways. You also got to take that into consideration with the judges. So we'll see where that comes in the scores. And his first run was an 81 with the whip, but what will he come here? Will he get up into medal contention?
Wow. Big surprise there that the 84.6 came out, but again, tentative, hasn't been good. He's just having a great time here at X, all the way from Norway.
ESPN's coverage of the NFL preseason begins Saturday as Michael Vick and the Atlanta Falcons face Peyton Manning and the Indianapolis Colts from Tokyo, Japan. Preseason NFL on ESPN Saturday at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific. And there are some hard hits going on in football, but we got some massive hits going on over here. Remember, on the first jump, Kenny Bartram, 45-foot backflip on one side of the motorcycle, hits the deck. That is a big hit.
Surprising thing, it looks like he's even going to try this trick again. Not content with the first one, he thinks it's achievable. Let's just see if it is. Oh! Yes, Gary! Throws the bike away. Wow, that was style like Brian Deegan at the end there.
I think we were all collectively holding our breath because from where I'm standing, it didn't look like it was coming around, did it?
No, Kenny had that panic rev. That's what we call it. He is revving the motorcycle to try and spin the back tire to bring the rotation around a little bit. Man, is Kenny Bartram a happy cowboy right now.
And the crowd is happy as well. Innovation pays. Look at this guy on the side of the motorcycle. Remember, the side saddle lander we've seen before, but not takeoff and backflip.
That is going to be a really strange one to see because both feet are on the same side of the motorcycle. And remember, everyone, he can't get the back brake, which is on the other side. But not to worry, lands it safely.
A great point, and speaking of great points, will it be enough to knock off Stenberg or get him into medal contention? 89.40, that's going to put him in second place. So solid. Oh, listen to this. And getting some reaction from the fans here in Los Angeles. A negative reaction if I was the judges. Maybe you want to run and hide, but actually I think they're doing a great job. They're paying off the risk of Stenberg flipping a jump that nobody else has flipped. He sits on top right now, followed by Bartram, Adams, and then Feist. So 2 up will be Nate Adams. Taking a look at him there, followed by Travis Pastrana. What will he throw? And then Chuck Carruthers. Will we see the body varial?
Congratulations to Jamie Bestwick, the Queen's finest son, getting the gold. Look at the slow motion on the alley-oop. Nice laid out flat sideways. Jamie Bestwick, along with John Parker and Kevin Robinson, all the state college boys, 1, 2, and 3. Congratulations go to Jamie, but the vert ramp also claimed some victims. Dave Mira, who has medaled at every X Games since '95, on this opposite air, goes down hard, suffered a concussion. The irony of him riding in on this $6,000 gold bike and then having to walk out after concussion, crazy. He was cleared to ride again, but Dave said, you know what, I'm not good to go. But he was not the only one. Also, John Parker. Now, Parker's a rider who hasn't had an injury since 1997. He's on his signature trick, the tail whip bar spin, misses the bar spin, and goes down hard. He was actually knocked unconscious when our medical staff got to him. However, he was resuscitated. He was responding verbally and physically. They're going to keep him in the hospital overnight for precautionary tests. We wish John Parker and his family the best. I know that guy's made of steel, and he'll be back. We are keeping it moving in Moto X Best Trick. The final 4 go down now. Jim Swope, Steve Coleman, it's been interesting down there, hasn't it?
Definitely has, Sal, and all the best thoughts for John Parker. He's one of our brethren. He's on 2 wheels just like we are over here, and you can check it out. Staples Center. We are rocking the house. The 4 baddest men in freestyle Moto X Best Trick still to come. Jeremy Twitch Stenberg leading them all right now with a big turn down flip. No-legged to one-handed lander. Will he spice it up? Bartram sits in second with the side saddle, or can't take off to landing, backflip. What will they think of next? That is the question. Best Trick drives Moto X athletes to push the limits, to do everything they possibly can. Right now we have 4 riders remaining. Up on top is Jeremy Twitch Stenberg. They call him Twitch because he has Tourette's syndrome.
He has Tourette's syndrome, but it has never been a handicap to him. Look, showing the number 1 there. He really wants this gold medal. He's been second, beating the bridesmaids so many times this year already.
Turn down flip, but he wanted the no-footer. He didn't get it. His first jump is going to have to do it for him. So Twitch with 3 big hitters behind him, and there he is getting some words with the big dog of the Metal Militia, Brian Deegan. Let's take a look, see what happened.
Here he is. Look at him whipping and turning down. The legs come off, but they don't come off in that snap form that he had in the first round. So that is definitely not as good, should not be as high a score. But remember, people, he is upside down on a 220-pound motorcycle flying 90 to 100 feet through the air.
The jump officially 90 feet, so we have seen our biggest backflips ever in X. Another angle, Stenberg, one of the most beautiful riders on a dirt bike. He controls the bike and throws it around. Sometimes he reminds me of Jeremy McGrath, who we'll be seeing in Step Up tomorrow.
Which still saying number 1, and obviously he's going to hold that right now. 88.6 is actually a bit of a surprise. I thought he would go above 90 on that one, but he still holds the first position. It was a beautiful landing on that, I have to say. Will it be enough?
Well, we'll have to find out. And coming up tonight at 1 a.m. Eastern on ESPN2, it's the Saturn X Center. Catch the best tricks and highlights from the night's X Games action. BMX Vert Final, Moto X Best Trick Final. It will be a big night on X Center, so check it out. And right now, speaking of big nights, this guy's sitting in 3rd place. I don't think he likes that spot very much.
You know, he had a great time last year winning his gold medal at X Games, but he's not used to being in anything but first now. Massive injury. Femur was broken. He's come back, but he's been tentative all week. This time, Nate Adams, wow. Nice 360.
Beautiful 360, not quite coming all the way in straight to the landing, so if he's thinking of a no-handed lander, he wasn't able to get it. And remember, the last 2 years in Best Trick, Nate Adams has been the bridesmaid.
Coming off the 75-foot ramp, he's looking back. He's trying to get flatter than he did in the last run, because that is definitely what cost him. As you said, Cameron, it's a little bit of a bad landing then. That will mark him down from the judges. Let's look from the end zone.
And you see that he gets the bike to the flat position a little farther along in the 360 than he normally does. Very solid performance by Nate Adams. A question mark from the 5 judges. Will it be enough to bump him up a bit? I'm sure that 2 guys named Kenny Bartram and Jeremy Stenberg don't think so.
I can guarantee you that Mr. Stenberg doesn't think so. Let's take a look at what the judges think for this one. He needs a 92.21 to take it from Jeremy.
Oh, 90.40. That is going to put Nate Adams into 2nd place. So, pressure. Here are the results from the ESPN.com poll. What you think it takes to win gold at Moto X Best Trick? 77% said the body barrel. I would have to agree if it is done, if it can be pulled. That is the question. Chuck Carruthers has only 1 more shot at it. Let's not forget the X Factor Travis Pastrana. All right, ladies and gentlemen, do not forget later on tonight we have Sports Center coming up. But right now, it is the Best Trick Moto X Final. This is how they stand. Stenberg, Adams, Bartram. We have 2 riders left to go. The X Factor in Travis Pastrana. He's a psycho in his first run. Busted out a new motorcycle, and he tried to go for history making. Look at this. You can spin the motorcycle's bars around.
This one is going to work if you can land it and the bike is still in one piece. But unfortunately, oh, I think you're missing something, Travis.
Well, Travis Pastrana definitely could be missing something. This is the jump that is leading us. The backflip turn down, no-footed, and then the one-handed lander from Jeremy Twitch Stenberg. So right now, Twitch in position to win his first ever X Games gold. Illustrated man covered with tattoos. You can see him setting by on the side, and right now, time for the 199. That is Travis Pastrana, always rocking the Supercross numbers. Champion in motocross, and he is an X Games champion, never won gold in best trick.
You know, he's sitting there. I have no idea what he's going to do. He's on a real and regular bike right now, but Travis Pastrana always concerns me.
Going in hot, there's a candy bar. Oh, candy bar backflip to no-handed lander. The candy bar is when you throw your feet up through the handlebars. I don't know that he got full extension on it, but let's give him some credit. He is upside down, and Stenberg's like, I don't think so. That's the 75-footer. I did my trick on the 90-footer. Again, this is up to the judges, but what do you think, Cass?
I think this was a pretty tentative jump for Travis Pastrana. There, the leg goes out over the bars. Got to remember, this is a lanky guy putting his feet over the bars, but candy bar, it's right in.
He's the tallest rider in the competition, also the heaviest rider. You see him moving the bars around, but he does throw the no-handed lander before making contact. He's going to get credit for it. Oh, did he saran wrap off of that? Wait a minute. That adds a whole nother degree. I'm not sure. Look at that.
Wow, he does.
It's not a candy bar. It's a saran wrap backflip. What that means is the candy bar is straight through. In the old days when freestyle was first starting, guys were doing saran wraps off to the side. Travis Pastrana just did it upside down and then went to the no-handed lander.
That made it such a big trick. The saran wrap means you have to leave the bars. You have to take that hand up. So you are instantly in jeopardy of moving the bike sideways. That's why he checked the bars when he came in for the landing.
Stenberg has a 92.20. Oh, 91.20 for Pastrana. That's going to put him up into second place, and he's excited. So Pastrana moving up, and Stenberg right now, he's over there feeling the butterflies.
He has a big new smile on his face. He has these lovely straight teeth now, and he's using them tonight.
There's only one thing that can take down Jeremy Stenberg, and that is the body varial. Chuck Carruthers has not brought any other trick to this event, correct?
Well, Chuck Carruthers has never pulled this, except for last year's X Games. This is what it looked like last year, and some say kind of a sloppy landing. He goes upside down, he spins around and just grabs the bike. He barely hangs on to it that time.
And so he gets around on the bike, and everybody excited for him. I mean, breaking new ground is what this sport is all about. And you saw Metzger and Pastrana cheering him on. And that was the gold medal moment. Let's not forget, Winter X Games, he did not complete it. Jeremy Stenberg, no worse than silver, his first medal in best trick. And his best medal ever at X, he only has a bronze. And step up, let's see if Chuck can do his trick. This is the pressure moment. Unfortunately, Chuck is down. And this is the moment that we all hate as fans, announcers, fellow riders, family. All we can say is expert medical staff here at the X Games. They're always quite quick to attend, and it's the best possible medical people that we can have. And freestyle motocross is such a gnarly sport, Cass. I mean, you look at what he just did. He's basically 40 feet off the ground, traveling a 45-foot distance. He's throwing the motorcycle away and spinning around above it.
And let's not forget, the motorcycle itself is 220 pounds, and it is looking for you whenever you make a mistake. But Chuck understands that.
And you can also see, you saw Travis Pastrana coming over to check on him, and Travis limping away. And he's definitely nursing some injuries. And Jeremy Stenberg is up on the platform, I believe, or down in the middle there, and he knows he is going to be the winner, and we're all excited for Twitch and the boys at the Metal Militia, but I know that Jeremy and everybody else here is thinking about Chuck Carruthers, who is still down but moving around. It looks like he's listen to the crowd. mean, he risks it all and goes for his trick, and it still is in the history books as a one-time only done trick.
Can this thing ever be done again? I really don't know. His brother Bob Carruthers is there checking on him, and like you said, the medical staff here are incredible. Not only great medical staff, but they understand what all of these athletes need. Let's take a look at this.
What went wrong? Watch him off the bike, grabs, looks like the bars are a little bit sideways. He throws around, and it looks like he has plenty of time to grab, but it looks like when he pulls back on the motorcycle, he's off to the side, and it looks like maybe catching a little bit of foot peg in the thigh, which is never a good time. Maybe catching the underneath of his chin on the top of the motorcycle. And remember, watch when you land, if he's hitting the top of the bike's coming back up at him as the suspension recoils.
Strange thing on this jump, it looked like Chuck almost spun himself sideways away from the bike instead of spinning above the bike. I wonder if it was because he started that spin so late. When he came back around, it just wasn't there, but there he is. Chuck Carruthers on his feet, saluting the crowd here at the Staples Center.
And officially, Chuck will finish in last place, but he gets a huge vote for being the guy that goes for it the most. I mean, Stenberg risks it all. Pastrana brings innovation. Unbelievable what Chuck Carruthers has gone for here. Not able to make it once again, but it's going to be Jeremy Stenberg's first ever gold medal. And right now, let's go down to Jamie Little, who I'm sure is with a very excited Jeremy Stenberg.
And Brian Deegan salutes him, all of his friends and family here. Tell us exactly how difficult was it for you to pull that trick?
It wasn't difficult at all. You know, I've been doing that trick for a couple months now, so it's pretty much just came with the...
Brian said he wouldn't even try it. That's how hard it was. Come on.
I've had that trick in the book for at least 2 months, so pretty pumped to finally come and get the monkey off my bat. I've had enough seconds this year. I've had like 9, so finally pumped I got one where it counts at X Games. You know, I've been wanting a gold medal for a long time.
And he's been working very hard at it. He is your X Games gold medalist in best trick. Guys?
Well, Jeremy Stenberg does it, and does it against the big dogs. He beats Pastrana, Adams, Bartram, Feist, all the hitters in the house. Woo, what a big event for Jeremy Stenberg. Let's not forget, tomorrow we have the step up. We also have Freestyle Moto X, which will have Jeremy Stenberg in it as well, and Supermoto on Sunday. A huge event, best trick, Jeremy Stenberg, first ever gold medal. He is pumped up.
Live from Los Angeles, X Games 11 is brought to you by Mountain Dew. Drink up, throw down. Supercross, the movie, in theaters August 17th. And Edge Advanced Shave Gel. Refresh your shave.
Today's trick of the day going to Jeremy Twitch Stenberg. No-footed, one-handed turn down, backflip. The largest flip in history, 90 feet at X. Of course, it happens at X Games. And Stenberg has gotten second in his last 6 events, so he finally gets a gold. Good for him. Sports Center comes up next with Linda Cohn here at the X Games. And tonight, the Golden State is showcased on Sports Center's 50 at 50 tour. Well, what a day it's been. There's been a few injuries. The last one we saw was Chuck Carruthers, and Jamie Little is down there with Chuck, who's a little bit shaken up.
Very shaken up, Sal. It was a huge hit. You know, he was trying that holy grail of freestyle motocross. That is the body varial that took home the gold medal last year. But Chuck, I can't believe you're standing here smiling. What happened to you?
You know, I don't know. I spun around and I kind of thought for a second I was going to get back on, and I just didn't. It's a gnarly trick. It's a trick that even in my foam pit, I don't have 100% times. And so it's just to go for it. I went for it and I didn't make it. So next time.
What happened here? Clavicle?
Yeah, it feels like my collarbone's broke, which could be separated, could be something, but something's messed up in there. But they heal pretty quick, so I'm not too worried about it.
These guys are unbelievable. He's walking around. Chuck Carruthers is okay. We're going to send it back to you, Sal.
It's amazing that someone just could shrug off that, maybe I broke my clavicle. We're just happy that Chuck Carruthers is alive. And what a day it's been here on day one. We gave gold to Jamie Bestwick, as well as Stenberg, who's been a bridesmaid in his last 6 events. It's a good thing, but you know what? It only gets better. Tonight at midnight on ESPN2, it's the debut of Saturn X Center. X Center. All today's highlights and tomorrow's trends. I'm loving it. Folks, we're just getting warmed up, so stay with us. Coming at you over the next 3 days, the reigning champ, Jeremy McGrath, is going to step his things up. and we're going surfing. Look at that deep barrel. Puerto Escondido, you don't want to miss that. And the Danny Way Air Show at Big Air. Woo! It's all coming up Friday, 9 Eastern, live on ESPN.
This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in action sports.